Hello everyone, it's your final pit stop tour of the Related Study 2020 for Year 1. I want to talk to you a little bit, just to emphasise, to go over what the essay is. It's related, it's a related study, it's linked to what you're doing, it's not a conclusion. It's an area of art, film, sculpture, architecture, fashion, something to do with the art world and linked to the art world and artists, where you show your knowledge and your understanding. So you pick a title, you try and answer it, you link it back to the wider world of art and draw conclusions. It's not a conclusion, it's not a contextual study, it's an essay in itself where you sit yourself on a question and you answer it. I hope that's clear. When you're going through, please make sure that you're spell checking. Examiners aren't going to look kindly on typos, on grammatically things not being right. So even if a language is a second language, get someone else to check it, get me to check it, send me drafts, act upon the drafts and the improvements that me and Sally send you. Please use subject-specific vocabulary, such as the formal elements, which I've sent all of you these, looking at composition and analysing the composition of artworks. We've all looked at composition, but it should be something you're familiar with. What's a focal point? Is it an open composition? Is it closed? What are the leading lines? So what are the main direction within the painting? What's the main focus? What are the main colours? There's loads of things you can talk about visually, but use appropriate vocabulary. So that's repeating. I've given all of you examples of these. Now this is 2D formal features, so composition, colour, space, light, shape, decoration, mood, scale, materials. Make sure that you are referring to these when you are analysing specific artworks. You need to analyse them. You're not just giving lots of biographical information. You're talking about your ideas. You're talking about why an artwork interests you. And you've got this for sculpture and you've got this for architecture too. Okay? You've all had those throughout the foundation. Next part. Make sure that you link your chosen works to the wider world of art. So, for example, it could be film. This person looking at Japanese cinema, for instance, and how this photographer has been influenced by them. It could be a painter equally. So have a read through those examples and see what this person's done. You might be making those connections. You might not be researching and finding them somewhere. You might just find a piece of art that looks a bit similar and then talk about how that they could have been influenced. Look deeper into that. That's what research is. It's finding out about why something was made, how it was made, what was going on at the time. Could it be something historical that's affected people? Could it be something that happens within society at that particular time? Equal votes, down to something negative like war or what we're experiencing at the moment. Make it personal. So talk about how you feel when you look at artwork. As artists, that's what all of us do. We hoping to elicit some sort of emotion from what we look at, but we're also looking to gain that when we look at artwork as well. Whether it's negative or positive, we can talk about both critique as well as praise. Don't repeat. I've said that so many times. The essay shouldn't be more than 3,500 words, and that's next year. This year, I'm looking for between 1,000 and 2,500, something like that. It's got to be a minimum of 1,000 words. If you go slightly over, don't worry too much. This is how you are going to be graded. Okay, so this is the breakdown, and this is what we'll give you, and this will give you an idea of how well you can do. Okay, and that's it from me. Any questions? Please get back to me. That goes through, this mark scheme goes through from at the top, which is the lowest descriptor, and obviously it's out 24, and that's how you're marked, and that's what you'll be marked next year. Honestly, you're setting yourself a question about art, something that you're interested in. You're discussing that in 2, 3, 4 different ways. You're looking at different artists. You're comparing and contrasting. You're looking at those artworks in the wider world of art, and then you're drawing your conclusions. It's really that straightforward.